Our theme on All the Best today is witness. Up next, we witness the worst possible outcome over a fight about a meat tray. You're listening to All the Best on FBI 94.5 with me, Eliza Salos.
He always used to come around and fix things, and he would talk to my mum, and we didn't really grasp what he was talking about at first because we were very young when he would come to our house, and through time we began to listen more and understand what he was saying.
We've all overheard conversations our parents have had that we've not quite understood. Who knows what we've been witness to without even knowing. For Liam and Did Aneerum, it was the stories told by James the Painter.
He's warm but scary, so he's very nice to be around, and he's friendly to people, but it's just funny how people see him the way he is and then he can change like that.
I witnessed a situation once. That was I'd say I was about 23.
In 1987, he had a hell of a year. It was 2 years after his best mate had passed away, and that same year another close friend died of a heroin overdose. His girlfriend of many years left the country. It was also the year someone tried to kill him. Imagine that in a lifetime. For James, this was all happening inside 12 months. And to top it off, he witnessed this.
We're at a club, and on entry of the club, a man abused me and said that I'd stolen a meat tray off him, I said I didn't know what he was talking about. I just walked in the door. He said, "Don't lie to me. I just chased your brother out of the place." My brother, he's a very honest sort of person. He's a real churchy. I'm not at all. I'm actually atheist, but my brother is a very religious man, right and wrong. I don't think he's probably ever had a fight in his life, If someone was going to ask him a question about doing something wrong, he would stop and answer it straight away.
James has walked into this club and been accused of being an accomplice in a theft. Sure, it was just a meat tray, but this guy was fuming. The guy continued, at which point someone else at the club intervened and told James to go see his brother and bring the meat tray back.
So I went and seen him, and apparently he'd won a meat tray, my sister had won a meat tray, this guy's meat tray was with our meat trays, and my brother had accidentally taken a meat tray, 4 T-bones.
James drives about 1 kilometre, gets the right meat tray from his brother and brings it back to the club.
I said to this guy, here's your meat tray back, mate, right, we're all sorted, The person who sent me back was my father, My father's wife had just died a week and a half prior. The funeral was about 3 days prior to this night.
An hour passes, then another. James's dad was just sitting there in the corner of the club, sitting there in shock at what had happened that week. The end of the night comes around.
This big fella walked up to us and said, "There's no problems with you or me." I said, "No, mate, it's over. Forget it, it's finished hours ago." And he turned to my father and he said, "We've got some unfinished business," and pointed to the door. My father said, "Okay." So they both walked out the door together. As they got to the corner of the car park, he hit my father in the back of the head. They disappeared around the corner. They had about 15, 20 feet on me. I got there and my father was on top of him and he had him in a headlock and he's saying, "Why do you humiliate my family, call them thieves, and you disgrace me in the club in front of all those people? Why do you do that to me?"
James's father gets up and walks back into the club, leaving James out in the car park.
And I said to this big fellow, "Come on, mate, don't lay there sobbing." He didn't move. I said, "Hey, mate, come on, get up, don't worry about it." And I rolled him over, and he had blood coming out of his eyes, his nose, his mouth, his ears, and he was dead. He was dead. I was just amazed. I couldn't believe it, and I went in and got my father, and he was already a mess before that happened, And I went and got him. I said, "How hard did you hit that bloke?" And he said, "I never hit him. I never hit him at all." I said, "Well, come out and see him. He's in a really bad way." And my father came out and saw him, and he said, "Oh my God, what have I done? I haven't got the right to take a man like this out of the world, I don't believe that man deserved to die. He wasn't a bad person, but it's an accident, and that's what young people have got to learn, that you can hit someone in the head once and they can die. With your hand, or they can fall and land on the gutter and they can die. And it's so easy for people to get killed, you know, without even knives or any of the other stuff, you know, that these rat bags carry around. It's so easy for a life to be taken, you know. In the first court case, I was the main witness in it. There was 10 people that said not guilty and 2 said guilty, so it was a hung jury. Because there was a hung jury, they had to go again. So 18 months later, we went for the second one. And it took the jury only half an hour to decide, and they came back with a not guilty, you know. And my father aged more than 10 years. Took him many years to recover from it. I don't know if he ever recovered from it. As far as it affected my life, it was just a very bad situation, you know. I don't know how else to explain it, you know. It still affects my life. For one, it gave me value of life and to learn that it is so easy for people to be killed. And I've had many years to think about this.
James Lund speaking with Liam and Dearden Neeram. You're on All the Best on FBI Radio. I'm Eliza Salos.